Hi, I'm Charles Kolodgy. I'm a research analyst for IDC. So I've been in the security field for about 10 years, and this is my seventh RSA show.
All right, so RSA is a great time to really get your finger on the pulse of the security industry. What have you seen this year at the show? What's new, what's interesting, and what's surprising?
So for me, what I'd have to say is that there was no wow. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Right, because what happens is usually there's something that's really hyped and everyone's talking about it, but it's more of just cerebral. Whereas this time, I would say that this show is more pragmatic. Right, companies were really having solutions that are geared to helping people's pain points. Right, so it cuts across the board for all the types of security. We in IDC talk about network security, endpoint security, web security, messaging security. All those things are being addressed. We're seeing the cloud. We're seeing security and vulnerability management. Again, the companies are really geared towards making solutions that are going to help companies be more efficient, more secure, and just overall operationally effective.
Speaking of the cloud, I mean, that's one of kind of your pet topics right now, discussing how companies are securing the cloud. Were there any interesting messages from the show in regards to securing the cloud? What would you say to that?
Well, the cloud is the cloud and security in the cloud is still pretty open, and our feeling at IDC as analysts is that we're going to do a lot of the same things, and we need to think about securing the cloud. And I really see what's good here is that people aren't just rushing out and saying, oh, we're going to do the cloud. They're really sitting back and thinking, okay, what's our risk? What's the threats that are going to come out of here? What kind of solutions can we do to deal with that? And they really come down to data protection. They come down to ensuring that the systems that I'm going to be using on the cloud are as good as they would be if I was running them.
All right. In terms of endpoint security, what kind of factors are really playing into customer considerations in the real world?
So for endpoint security, it's always generally been about the antivirus and just protecting the antivirus. But as we've seen, and people talk about how many signatures there are in the antivirus world, we need to do a lot more than just antivirus. And that's where situations such as a lot of whitelistings coming up there of let's just run the applications that we want to run. Let's prevent applications that are coming from the web, because that's a real big threat vector. So if you can cut that out, just applications that you don't want to run, if they're malware or not, you're going to really help secure your enterprise. And then there's data encryption that is really coming into the endpoint too. So those elements, moving much further beyond antivirus. Not that antivirus goes away, but we need to have better security, more security at the endpoint, because it really is a threat vector.
As far as whitelisting goes, I'm sure you've heard about it for the last couple of RSAs. Is there anything different, anything new in terms of considerations, and also how the vendors are responding to customer complaints, feedback, what have you, when it comes to actually making whitelisting work?
Well, I guess the big issue, and it's like with any technologies, whitelisting was pretty much a standalone product, and now we're seeing it being integrated into a larger security situation, so that you can have it configured properly and make it work well in your enterprise. Kind of getting back to where I talked about where the security needs to be pragmatic, it needs to be operationally efficient. So the whitelisting is really designed to make operations work better, and I think that's what we're seeing more. Situations of being able to, hey, let's find out what are the exact applications we need to run. How do we, get this database of signed applications that we can say, hey, these are really good applications. They're all good. We can run them.
Looking into your crystal ball, based on where things are going next RSA, what do you think are going to be the big topics next year?
So my original thought when I came here is that consumerization would be a big thing. People having their own devices and how enterprises aren't going to manage them, or are letting users do it themselves. So I still think that's going to be part of it, but the part will be mobile. So it'll be consumerization in the mobile environment, and how enterprises are going to be able to deal with that and find solutions that are going to make the user happy, but deal with the enterprise and make them maintain their security.